I do believe that the coming 3 to 6 months are going to be absolutely crazy in crypto, and that is why on today's video I want to be discussing this major fractal which we're currently creating, which is suggesting a major move is about to come here. I'm gonna be doing a deep dive in towards the entire altcoin market that is currently creating a triple bottom. I'm gonna be talking about Bitcoin that is literally starting to be breaking above the previous range high right now, and I'm gonna be doing a deep dive in towards the entire market right now, including the most important news that is currently playing out here, because yes, finally we're starting to see the ETF flows start to turn around again here. So a lot to discuss on today's update video, including the fact that the dollar index is officially breaking its multi-year support line. What does this mean for the market right now here? I'm gonna be exactly explaining it right now in today's update video. So don't forget to once again slap on that like button back above 1,000 likes, it will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. And before I'm gonna be diving deeper in towards the fractal, I quickly want to be first of all discuss what is happening on the imminent short term on Bitcoin. So right now Bitcoin is of course yesterday already started to be breaking above the EMA ribbon, and now it is starting to be actually break above the previous range high in the market, which I discussed for multiple times in a row already. I said this is going to be the most important level to be watching, and whenever Bitcoin breaks above this high clearly, which is on the 4-hourly time frame, this level around 89,000.5, which on the 4-hourly time frame is clearly the 89,000 US dollars. Whenever Bitcoin is going to confirm the break above this previous range high, it is going to be basically confirming the trend for Bitcoin is going to be shifting towards the upside, and that the downtrend on the bigger perspective is going to be over. So here in the imminent short term on the 5-minute time frame, you can clearly already start to see that we're starting to create an upward sloping momentum trend. But ultimately what I want to be seeing is that Bitcoin is going to confirm the break above 88,000 US dollars on the daily time frame, but also on the 4-hourly time frame I need to see the confirmation of the break above 89,000.5k here. And honestly, I really think if I look at the majority of the charts that Bitcoin is going to be in for a bigger continuation towards the upside. Just look at the 3-day MACD here, because we just had that bullish crossover, and the last time that happened it actually sparked the beginning of this major rally towards the upside. And if you look at this chart right here, you can see that every single time whenever we do see this crossover happen, we do see major continuations towards the upside for the entire market of crypto. And honestly, if we're looking at most of the charts, we've already been predicting that the bottom was likely going to be in here. And talking real quickly about a major opportunity, because I do really believe right now here that there is a massive opportunity occurring on Ethereum right now here, and this is probably going to be great for the entire market. Because if we're looking back at Bitcoin on 2020, we had of course that move towards the upside, then we had that major crash here before we went in towards that absolutely insane bull market. And what did we do over there? We grabbed all the liquidity here. We grabbed the liquidity, and whenever we broke back above the previous range high is whenever we started to be flying absolutely towards the upside. And Ethereum is right now doing something exactly the same here. It is also on the weekly time frame. 2 years ago, we are right now at a low not seen in about 1.5 to 2 years. And we're actually grabbing the liquidity around that range exactly right now here. And if I'm right now going to be looking at the total crypto market cap right now, we are clearly seeing that we're creating a triple bottom right now here, exactly on the same low here. And this is a pattern that is created many times before here. And of course, if we're going to be breaking below the previous low, then probably we're going to go to see the continuation towards the downside. But I don't believe that is going to be the case here, because we are seeing Bitcoin creating a lot of strength here. And what most people are also not paying attention towards is that the dollar index is right now breaking down here. And what is breaking down? The stock market is breaking down, Nasdaq is breaking down, and Bitcoin is the only one who's actually holding strong in this current trend right now here, while all these other assets are correcting. And we do know that the dollar index is invertedly correlated towards, of course, Ethereum and the Bitcoin price action, because the Bitcoin and Ethereum pair is measured against the dollar. So if the dollar drops there, it is ultimately going to be pushing the prices of Bitcoin higher. So that is ultimately a very great thing here. And if I'm looking at Ethereum right now here, you can see that if we're looking at the MVRV score, it is actually right now extremely undervalued, because this is basically an under/overvalued indicator. This chart is basically showing us whenever we are under or overvalued, And right now, once again, we are massively undervalued. And like you can see on this chart, every single time whenever this occurred here, whenever we were at the lower side of this region, below the zero basically, it has always corresponded with great buying opportunities. And the low where we're currently sitting at has only been reached 5 times before here. And every single time this level has been reached, it has been an historical buying opportunity. I mean, I do not have to say that how Ethereum compared to Bitcoin is looking. It is right now sitting exactly on that low, which we were also sitting on in 2019. And right now, of course, we have seen a massive correction. Not a lot of people are believing in Ethereum right now here, but this will be probably the most hated rally of them all here. So this fractal really makes it very exciting for me here. And honestly, I won't be surprised to see a bounce back towards the upside. I said it in many videos before here that I'm accumulating in this region right here. And my realistic first targets are going to be $2,500 to take a significant profit off the board. But ultimately, the targets are around the previous range high here, which is laying around $4,000. So yeah, very interesting in my opinion. Then quickly going over some news happening in the market right now here. Yesterday, we saw over $380 million getting bought through the spot Bitcoin ETF here. I mean, this is great news here because before we've seen a lot of negative flows here. Now, finally, we're starting to see some positive flows again here. Then also yesterday, the pro-Bitcoin Paul Altcoins has been sworn in as the new SEC chair. And of course, Michael Saylor bought another 6,000 Bitcoins for about $555 million. So once again, he is not stopping to accumulate. The stock market at the same time is still coming down here. If I am overlaying, of course, the Bitcoin chart on top of it, we can clearly see Bitcoin is increasing and the US 500 or the stock market is coming down. And of course, while this is happening, we're seeing global liquidity is still rising very quickly. And if we have been looking at Bitcoin and if we have been trying to be predicting where it's going to go towards, it usually follows the global liquidity and is going to be an absolutely no-brainer. Probably that is going to be doing exactly the same again here. And yeah, if that were to be happening, the bottom is clearly going to be in for crypto and Bitcoin right now here. Then, of course, we're still looking closely at the interest rates here. Donald Trump wants Jerome Powell to cut the interest rates as soon as possible because he is calling him a loser and Mr. Too Late here, which is quite interesting. But of course, I understand he wants to cut the interest rates here because he wants to stimulate the economy. And currently, the consensus remains to be here that we're going to be seeing 4 interest rate cuts in 2025 here. But in the next meeting, which is going to be in 15 days here, we are not going to be seeing any rate cuts. At least that is currently the consensus for the market. So at the same time, while we indeed are basically pushing higher on Bitcoin, we're literally trading at the range high right now here. We are seeing that massive amounts of Bitcoin short positions are getting opened, and especially on Ethereum. We're seeing quite negative funding rates on Ethereum, and that basically means here that the majority of the traders are still thinking the market goes lower because they're clearly trading short. Maybe they're hedging their positions, but there are still more shorts in the markets than longs, and that ultimately is going to be fueling another short squeeze in the market, in my opinion. So ultimately, I do think we're going to be getting a squeeze higher. And yeah, right now, if you're looking at this chart here, guys, Bitcoin is breaking the major downtrend here on the daily time frame. And of course, if we can confirm the break above that range here, it's going to be spelling some very great news for the entire market. And currently, I am still in my trades here on Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if you want to be copying any of these trades here, guys, which are basically low risk trading strategies that automatically accumulates along the way down and sells along the way up, you can currently exactly copy these trades here in the link description of today's video. So if you're interested in copying any of these longer term Bitcoin / Ethereum trading strategies to help you to accumulate more Bitcoin and ETH, don't forget to check it out in the link description of today's video. You will also get some insane deposit bonuses if you sign up an account over there here. But anyways, further on, I want to be discussing the fact that currently prices after the election, this has been definitely the worst one for Donald Trump here, but still the consensus is here that it is going to be picking up eventually here. And of course, very great things are happening right now as well here, because we are seeing from on-chain data that long-term holder supply is stopping to sell their Bitcoins off here and that they're starting to accumulate again here. So we're definitely seeing a change of behavior right now happening, and we're seeing number of addresses with more than 1,000 Bitcoin ever since the 4th of March heavily increase as well here. So we're starting to see a big shift on what whales and larger players in the market are starting to do here. and this could potentially fuel that next rally towards the upside. And really, if you're looking at the daily time frame, or let's say the 3-day time frame, which I think is an even more interesting time frame over here, you can just clearly look at Bitcoin and see, okay, this is the range where we're looking at. This is the previous range high. If we confirm the breakup of this high, we're basically going to confirm that W structure and the breakout, and this is going to be confirming the bottom structure for Bitcoin. So this is going to be absolutely crucial where we're looking at here. That is why I'm so important. That's why I think it's so important to look at this exact level. I measured and talked about it so many times before on the channel, but whenever we confirm the breakup of this high right here, I believe we are going to go in towards that next rally towards the upside, and we're probably just going to be going up towards new all-time highs here. So super excited for that here, and that is just likely to be happening next year for Bitcoin. So I'm super excited for that here, and of course I have been accumulating Ethereum mainly. I think it's quite undervalued right now here. So this is it for me in today's update video. If you did enjoy it, if you did like it, don't forget to slap on that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.